Across the gaming landscape, there are many examples of strange sequels that completely overhaul a series. Some for the better, and some for the worse. But in the case of Super Adventure Island 2, different is by no means a bad thing. Released in 1994, Super Adventure Island 2 abandons the series' trademark fruit-chomping and fast-paced platforming for a bold new direction, leading to one of the most overlooked yet genuinely fantastic action-adventure games on the Super Nintendo. Picking up where the last game left off, Master Higgins and Tina are cruising the seas on their honeymoon, when a nasty storm leaves them shipwrecked and without their memories. As Higgin wakes up, he meets the king of Waku Waku Island, who tasks him with finding his kidnapped bride-to-be, and with that, your island-hopping adventure begins as you quest to get her back. Set across 6 distinct islands, Super Adventure Island 2 takes a page from an unlikely source, none other than Zelda 2. Introducing an explorable overworld, complete with random battles, items to unlock new areas, and non-linear levels rife with treasure and armor. It's a system that some would argue kind of stumbled in Zelda 2, yet lends itself particularly well to Adventure Island thanks to a handful of smart tweaks, making for a hearty adventure. Whether you're trekking through the lush jungles teeming with Venus flytraps and pesky snakes, braving the molten depths of a bottomless volcano, or sliding across the trap-ridden floors of an icy cavern, Super Adventure Island 2 keeps the journey exciting thanks to its finely crafted level design. Each one being perfect in size, as they're just small enough to remember the general layout without a map, although you're thankfully given one, and just big enough to have plenty of treasure tucked away in every nook and cranny, as levels are non-linear, encouraging you to venture off the beaten path to see what's at every end. Not only that, but levels have a ton of replay value, as you'll learn new mechanics throughout your adventure that will allow you to go back and open previously inaccessible areas, which you'll absolutely need to do, as backtracking rewards you with everything from new weapons and extra magic to precious heart containers for more life and mystic stones that are necessary for opening up more of the overworld. And as I alluded to earlier, even the overworld itself has some necessary vacation destinations along the way, like gurus who will teach you ancient stone-breaking techniques, and even a fully functioning casino for those feeling lucky enough to strike it rich. And you might just want to roll the dice, because the game's best sword and armor can only be obtained this way. Back to the levels, each dungeon is home to a cavalcade of exciting bosses, ranging from a ghastly mummy that swipes at you with razor-sharp claws, to a ravenous giant squid looking for its next meal, and even a Gamera-like kaiju that rains down destruction from above. All of which exude the right amount of challenge, as with a bit of trial and error, each can be overcome with ease. However, don't let your guard down, as some bosses require specific weapons to defeat. For instance, Gamera won't even flinch unless you've gone back and grabbed the lightning sword. Yet again, another reminder that backtracking isn't just encouraged, but downright essential. That said, I can see how some players might find this tedious, especially when you're forced to sail back to distant islands and deal with random encounters along the way. But these skirmishes are so brief, they never felt like a nuisance. On top of that, some islands have secret passageways that allow you to seamlessly transfer between them, and later on you even gain a warp spell that makes island hopping a breeze. Speaking of magic, truthfully, I didn't find myself using it all that often. The game is easy enough without it, but certain spells definitely come in handy. Temporary invincibility or slowing down time can give you a nice edge in tight spots, and the always useful fly spell lets you warp back to the start of a level, perfect after a long treasure hunt when you don't feel like backtracking. But at other times, magic seems kind of useless, like the instance where I tried to cast freeze on a boss and nothing happened. So it can be kind of hit or miss. And while we're on the topic, I did find it kind of annoying that magic is mapped to a face button that you use in the menus, leading to more than one instance of accidentally warping myself back to the beginning of a stage due to one extra button push. A remap option really would have been nice. Also, I can't be the only one who found it frustrating to have to constantly equip and unequip the shovel when simply mapping it to a shoulder button would have sufficed. On a more positive note, Super Adventure Island 2 is a fantastic looking game. Every tropical backdrop, from the sandy caverns and crustacean-covered shores of Puka Puka Island to the golden-plated innards of the pyramid, are a visual treat. You'll find plenty of lush blues and deep greens painting the oceans and jungles, but even the darker areas manage to pop with color, like the sunset skyline of the volcano or the ripe greenery within the misty final level. Not to mention the giant detailed sprites of all of your wacky rivals really pop, showing off that graphical prowess of the Super Nintendo. Hey, wait, is that Tails? What are you doing here? As expected, the lackadaisical island jams that make up the soundtrack are exactly what you'd expect, with tons of steel drums capturing that stereotypical tropical feel. Though for as cliche as the instrumentation might be, the songs themselves are fairly catchy and hardly ever tire on the ears, making for an enjoyable OST to accompany your adventure. With its branching levels, beautiful tropical backdrop, and exciting platforming, Super Adventure Island delivers on a refreshing adventure that takes inspiration from other series, yet iterates on them in excellent fashion, never failing to be fun or enticing throughout its 4 to 6 hour runtime. Backed up by a charming story, a fine soundtrack, and a healthy dose of treasure hunting, recommending this game is a no-brainer, especially for fans of Zelda 2, later Monster World games, and even Link's Awakening, as this definitely feels like it has some shared DNA. But in typical hidden gem fashion, this one does come at a cost. Mind you, it's not the most expensive game, running around $80 to $120, but it's still steep enough for me to encourage you to grab the import version at a fraction of the price, or even loading up the ROM if collecting isn't your thing. Regardless, Super Adventure Island 2 is a fantastic journey from start to finish, so next time you're in need of a beach getaway, consider giving Super Adventure Island 2 a shot. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, consider checking out these other videos right here, or even subscribing. Also, if you'd like to throw me a couple of bucks, you can support the show on Patreon.